Um, so this morning I want to read from the book of First Kings 9:22 through 23. Um, and it says, "But Solomon did not conscript any of the Israelites for forced labor. Instead, instead he assigned them to serve as fighting men, government officials, officers, and captains in his army, commanders of his chariots and charioteers. Solomon appointed 550 of them to supervise the people working on his various projects. And today, I'm just grateful for I'm, I'm just grateful for like being a kingdom citizen and like just being allowed to be a kingdom citizen. Um, the reason, well, let me give you a little backstory. I'd like to give you a little backstory behind these particular verses, right? So in this particular verse, um, King Solomon had recently became king or whatever, and his father had promised God that he was going to build him a temple, like a big amazing temple or whatever. And obviously David wasn't um he wasn't the one who God had chosen to build this temple for him or whatever, right? So Solomon ended up completing it. And after he completed it, he he gave a prayer. I mean, he said this prayer to God. And hold on 1 second. Yeah, so sorry guys. Yeah, so yeah, sorry guys. That was another app. I couldn't even hear you. Yeah, so in the story, he prayed to him, and God ended up allowing him to be able to build this temple, right? But after he finished building the temple, and during the process of him building the temple, him and his people had built the temple to God. But afterwards, he had like sort of like a whole extra workforce, right? So what he did was that all of his people, like all of the people who was nearest to him, and even some who wasn't really near to him, he put them like he empowered them basically then, right? Like so a lot of them were ancestors of slaves, or like they've been going through like a lot of hardships from time. But what he did was that he uplifted them. So while he ruled, they were all like somebody, you know what I mean? And it was just a reminder to me that like how important it is to like keep your people straight, you know what I mean? Like, and look out for the ones who not even necessarily look out for you, because a lot of those people couldn't do nothing for King Solomon. Like they couldn't do nothing for him. Like what? Like they some of them were just like small people or manual laborers or whatever. But at the end of the day, they still was important to him because he still considered all of them his people. All of them had a part in building the temple. All of them was a part of him being a king. You know, and it just was a good reminder to me, because that's something that I strongly believe in. And I told y'all the other day about me getting this other job opportunity, right? And you wanna know what's so funny about this job opportunity, y'all? I did some research because I wanted to know like how these people end up calling me, like why they end up calling me. And they called me because of somebody who was in the audience right inside this room. You know what I mean? Like somebody who was in the audience here had spoken so highly of me to them that they actually offered me another job, you know? And it was so I don't know, it was extremely I'm extremely grateful for this person. But it was just like a way God was just showing me that, like, just like I said the other day, when you have integrity and you walk with godliness, like God can look out for you, and you never know. Like you just never really know who in the background watching you grow. You know what I mean? And who in the background trying to help you or trying to put you on. So I'm just grateful for that today. I'm thankful for everything God has blessed me with. I'm thankful for being a part of this community. And just the many amazing things that this community does. So I'm Terry, and I relinquish my mic.